going on, guys? Hope everybody can hear me. It is Castellers Day here in Barcelona. A lot of noise going on because there's a lot of people here, and we're getting off to a good start with the Human Towers for a beautiful day here in Barcelona for the celebrations of La Merced. Got a nice little secret spot up here above the street. Wasn't planning on live streaming, so a nice little pop-up for everybody, but I want to be able to share what's going on. And the teams are making their presentations right now. So I'm going to switch this camera over and let all of you that can't be here today join on in. Hopefully you can see that in the background. We'll kind of just be enjoying the show from here. What this is a walking pillar. So you've got the team. I think this is the Baez team. They're making their presentation. The Barcelona team has already gone in. Baez is now going in. You can see they've got a nice little pillar going. They'll make their way in front of City Hall. And then we'll get to the show here. You can see they're spinning around. Now looking at the City Hall. And now they'll bring it all down. You can see all the people in that plaza. So those of you that are joining in, say hello. Let me know where you're joining in from as we're going to watch the Castellers make some Human Towers here in Barcelona. Feel free, say hello. And it should be a pretty nice day today. A lot of fun. So as we're waiting to get everything going, you guys can see the action that's going on over in the plaza. Basically, the three teams that are going to be not competing, but making the towers today have already gone into the plaza. You can see they're kind of setting up, getting ready to make their bases and everything. And you can see the plaza is packed. I didn't plan on going live because usually when you get into groups like that, the bandwidth just doesn't support it. There's no way that I can actually go live and speak with you guys. So hopefully you can hear the audio well. You can see everything. And you saw all the people down there. But I jumped into a little cafe over here just off of the main plaza. And I started to hear everything from the upstairs balcony. And I thought, this might be a good opportunity. So I'm just a little bit off the plaza right now, hanging out, enjoying it. Got more space than I would down over there, and figured I'd go live so you can see what's going on for the Human Towers. Most of you already know what's going on in Barcelona. It's La Mercè. It's Our Lady of Mercy, the patron saint, one of the patron saints of Barcelona, and it's the biggest festivals in all of Barcelona. So this is a lot of fun this whole weekend. Started off Friday, actually tried to go live, but again, problems with the Wi-Fi and the bandwidth because there are so many people out. Got a little bit of a rain delay and a little bit of a rain kind of pause and everything Friday night, which if you haven't checked out my video all about the festivals, I explain why it actually rained. And yesterday was pretty good. Had some Castellers in the same plaza as we do today. But these are some different teams. So like I said, I forget which one is the actual first team that went in, but the Barcelona Castellers, they went in second, and then Baez. And so this whole tradition of human tower making, as we're waiting to get started, the whole tradition of what is this idea of human towers actually started down in the south of Catalonia, started down in around Tarragona, which is a town called Baez. And so this is kind of like where it all started. Got really big after those 1800s, right when it really kind of was created. And now it's become a tradition all over Catalonia. All the festivals have their at least one day. This one we've got two of it, but usually there's one day where different teams are going to come and different teams are going to present their different towers. So it's going to be really interesting right here to see exactly how high they can get. Right, because we can get as high as maybe like 10 layers of people. And so hopefully you guys will have a good view of what's going on. Lazaro, thanks for joining in. Anybody else that's joining in for the live stream, say hello. It's a little early in Miami, isn't it? Not even 7 o'clock yet, so you're up early on a Sunday. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of wait, and I'll answer questions as they kind of come in, as we're kind of just hanging out just off the main plaza, Plaza de San Jaume. As those questions come in, I can kind of try to get to them, and then hopefully just show you guys a little bit of what goes on during the festival, and especially during these amazing traditions of the Human Towers. So I'm going to flip it back around. Like I said, I'll answer questions along the way. And Will and Delisa, good to see you guys. Hope everything's all right over there in North Carolina. You guys are probably already missing Barcelona here, but hopefully this will give you an idea, a little taste of the big festivals. So like I said, I'm going to just flip back over. You guys can just confirm that picture's pretty good. You can see the Barcelona team is right there basically, and they're getting started. So you guys can check out what they're going to be doing, and we'll see what kind of towers we get to. So I know we're a little removed, but like I said, I wouldn't be able to really broadcast this to you from that massive pile of people down over there. So it looks like this one is going to be 3 on each level. So we'll see how many there actually are. But it looks like this is going to be 3 around. There they go. Hey, Purdue. So, what we're doing is we're watching the human towers here in Barcelona. This is a big tradition all around Catalonia. But basically, people are stacking themselves on top of each other, standing on each other's shoulders. And we just try to kind of show that unity, show that idea of what everybody can do when they come together. You can see bigger bodies down at the bottom, a lot of people pushing in there. Might be hard to see. But as we get up higher and higher, you can see that those people get smaller. So we've got little kids that are climbing up to the top. They got their helmets on. And it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what this would be called, there we go. So they make it up to the top, they raise their hand, usually with those 4 fingers, and then they climb down onto the other side. Kind of present themselves to the city hall, the balcony. And yeah. And now they'll start the deconstruction of the tower. So this is what we're going to be seeing, a little bit of an idea. Looks like that's a 3 de 8, a 3 of 8. So 3 people around, 8 layers up is what it looked like. You can see this, one of my favorite parts, how they actually deconstruct it. Just kind of shimmy on down. And that was what looked like the Barcelona team. A little confusing today because Barcelona and Baez both wear the same color. They both wear red. There we go, and there's our first one done. I wish I could zoom in for you guys, but I don't think I can. Get a little bit closer. So we'll have to live with this view, but like I said, better than nothing. You can see all the people just trying to get into the plaza and watch this. I'm really happy about this little secret balcony we got up here. Well, this is Plaza de San Jaume, that government square, the very, very center of the old city, I should say. So now we'll probably change up teams here. I should say groups. It does take a little bit to get between groups. They kind of have to change out, decide what formations they're doing. And this is something that they do practice. A lot of people always kind of wonder how it all gets going and things. But this is something that they'll have practices, weekly practices or so, maybe sometimes multiple times a week, where they'll test out and they'll try out different formations and different parts of each of the formations. So it's not just building up towers and that's it. This is working on the base, building that up, or working on just the very top, working with the kids, working with the older adults, the bigger ones that are on the bottom. The other benefit of being up here, apart from being away from all the people, is I've been in that plaza in past years. And when that sun, you can see there's some parts of that you're just right in the sun. When that sun is just on you the entire time, it gets very, very hot. So a little bit more comfortable over here. Obviously a bit more space, less heat. And surprisingly, you can see all the balconies just ahead. There's really nobody coming out and taking advantage of it. There are a few people just above. Looks like the second group is getting ready to go. For those of you that are here, if you got any questions about the festival, about Barcelona, let me know. Kind of in the pauses, we can do some little chats and things. But here we go. We got our second group building up. And it looks like this is going to be a layer of 3 as well. So we'll see how high they can get this one. Oh, and there we go. Look at all of that action. Oh, and this might be one of those where they grow from the inside. This is really, really cool, you guys. So the first one we saw, they kind of climbed up. No, it looks like this is going to be similar. No, same style. There is another version where they kind of push from the inside and grow from the interior, which is just seems incredibly difficult. You can see there's all sorts of people. This one might go pretty high because what they're doing, you can see that the main base is where everybody's standing, but that second base, it looks like everybody's climbed up to make it even sturdier. And so we might be going a little bit higher. So we're at 3 already. Looks like we're going up to the 4th. I don't see any kids going yet, so this one might be a little bit higher. Maybe they'll do 9. Nathan joining in. How's it going? Oh, the kids are going up now. And then the smallest one is making her way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one looks a little bit taller than the last one. Looks like we're going to get a 9. We got that last layer. We'll get up to the top here. We made it. You can hear the applause. And now they got to hold. They got to hold as they're coming down. And this is the really challenging part, because they're getting tired. They're really holding. They're really holding, pushing, trying to get down as fast as possible now. Very cool. Well, Nathan, you can see there's a bunch of people over here, so we'll try to have to find a little spot. And let's get a round of applause for that. You guys that are watching, throw those emoji claps in there. Little emoji claps for that group. Got up to a 3x9. You guys can see this is really challenging stuff. There we go. Love to see those claps in there. You can hear it all around. Very cool. Yeah, very, very. We'll see what this next group does. So, like I said, because the two teams, you just saw the purple, the lilac team, because the two other teams, Barcelona and Baez, are both wearing red. I'm not sure which is which from this distance, but I do think that Barcelona probably started things off. At the same time, I'm also thinking that maybe Baez started things off as kind of like the guest, the invited guest. But we'll see who's next. It'll be one of those two probably. And we'll see if we can just get higher and higher. Looks like those of you joining from the States are all East Coast. Be really, really early Central Time, or even out on the West Coast. So those of you that are joining in, hopefully this is a nice little start to your day, those morning coffees. Got a guy down here with a 360 camera and a really, really long pole. It'd be cool if they could make it into the plaza, but they're kind of conversing, looking over and going, we're not getting in there. It'd be very hard to make your way in. You can see there's some people making their way out. But as everyone's trying to kind of make their way in, there is very little to no space in that plaza today. So as the next team is getting going, and it looks like they're going to get started pretty soon here. You guys know that tonight is the Correjo, the fire run. So there's going to be a big celebration going on over at the Passeig de Gracia, where those gates of hell are going to open up, and all these demons, all these different beasts, all this kind of fire and everything will be kind of spit out, thrown around. And what people will do is they'll get under these like embers that are shooting out, and you'll kind of like just dance under them. So I'm definitely going to head over. It's been a while since I've been in one, but I'm definitely going to head on over, grab the GoPro, get over there. But I will not be going live tonight with that because it'd just be way too hard to do, and especially, you know, with all the different action that's going on. So just to let you guys know that there will be a nice celebration tonight that you should definitely look forward to. I'll try to get some footage and maybe make a little bit of a video clip or something about it. But let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that and kind of getting into the action and checking it out. That actually might be really cool. Audio might be a little bit difficult, but we'll see. Miss Video Time, thanks for joining in. Yeah, so we're watching the Human Towers. So if you just joined in, it doesn't sound like you've seen any of the groups that have started. We've already had 2 that have performed, the Human Towers, which are just stacking themselves on top of each other. So far we've seen layers of 8 and layers of 9, but just 3 around. When it gets to 4 around, it can be much bigger. The highest ever has basically been 10. So we'll see if that even happens today. But we're just hanging out off the main plaza and checking out a little bit of kind of what's going on, and really just being able to enjoy it without that huge crowd that's going on over there. But hopefully those of you that can't be here are getting to join in. Looks like this third group's going to get going. Going to turn it back around so you can check it out. And there it is. There's that plaza again. Looks like we got the kids coming on in. And they're off. You guys see their hands and everything coming together? Just confirm with me how close it is. Like I said, I can't zoom in. From my view on my screen, it's a little bit far, but they're bringing all their hands in together, starting that big, big base, and now they're starting to climb up. But let me know if you guys can, how well you can see that. I know it's probably a little bit further, but this one looks like maybe 5 around. So this might be in one of those multiple kind of towers as well. It looks like we got 5 around. So this one could be pretty cool. Or they're just doing a bigger base. We'll have to wait and see. But now you guys should be able to see them building up a little bit more. Yeah, it looks like 5 around on each layer. New layer being put in. So this one looks like we got 4 around with 1 in the middle. So this will be a 5 by whatever number we get up to. It looks like maybe a 5 by 8 or something. See someone coming out on their balcony over there to the right. Finally, people taking advantage. Yeah, it looks like we might get up to 8 on this one. Weather's really nice. Weather's beautiful today. A little bit chillier. Those temperatures starting to drop. but very, very nice. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 by 8. Made it up to the top. Climbing on down. And there you go. Let's get those clapping emojis, guys. When you hear the audience go off, get those clapping emojis in that chat. Join on in as much as you can. Hey, Alex, how's it going? There you go, Will. Yeah, Alex, that one looked a little bit sturdier than the last one. They were holding up a little bit better here. But with 5 around, I think you can make a little bit more of kind of that support and everything. That's why those bases get so big. But it's always kind of nerve-wracking when they're breaking everything down. So you guys have to think about, just the fact that they're holding up all of these people. And there's people down at the bottom, and what they have wrapped around themselves, kind of like a weight belt, they have these cloths that are really, really tightly pulled. I was watching them kind of get dressed right down here as they're making their way up the street. And they really, really pull these little cloths around that make their waists, just much more supported, like kind of as, if you're going over the gym doing squats. And all those guys down at the bottom are really, really holding on, and there's people pushing them in. And they make that second layer. You can see there's more support. And that's when they start kind of all those other layers as they're going up. And then obviously once they find out that they're sending kids, they're sending children, some of those youngest kids are like 5, 6 years old. Once you see them get all the way up to the top, it gets very, very nerve-wracking. But once they get to the top, everybody kind of claps. The destruction is always what I think is, just like I said before, such a really hard part, because it gets really, really shaky. They've been holding things up, not for incredibly, incredibly long amount of time, but I mean, that takes a lot. So it's really interesting to see if they can hold on and make it through. And so far we've had three for 3. So basically it's a full, complete structure with that construction, that destruction. And it looks like our first group is kind of planning things out right now, getting kind of ready for what's going on. This video, how long? It depends on how high it is and how long it takes them to climb up. Sometimes those kids might take a little bit longer to get up. So the people at the bottom, people in the center are, they're holding on basically for as long as they can. So it looks like we're getting set for our next one. Flip this back around. Excuse me. Yeah, so it looks like we're getting back for our next group here. This is where I really, really wish I had one of those gorilla tripods that I could just wrap around this banister and leave this here. But I've only got a normal one, and it wouldn't hold, so I'm just holding this for you guys. This is where I really, really want to get one of those Joby Gorilla pods that you can just strap to anything, basically. Be perfect for this balcony. Getting a little bit more quiet here. Got some hands flashing down there, calling out some signals. Looks like baseball plays and things like that, but it looks like they're getting ready. Some hands starting to go up. Here we go. Now it's officially starting. So you want to start your timer there. You can see how long it takes to build up. It looks like this is going to be 4 around. So we got our first little piña down at the bottom. And a piña is not a pineapple. It's just kind of the group of everybody coming together. And that's what, everybody's holding up, creating that cushion, creating that base. And then we'll start to build all the other layers. There we go. We got 3 layers already. That 4th one up. This might be a 4 of 8, is what it's looking like to me. And it looks like we got one layer prepped to still climb up. Yep, it looks like a 4x8. 4x8, we would say. Get those clapping emojis ready. Ole! Now we got to deconstruct. They're looking pretty good. So I know it's probably harder for you guys to tell, but a lot of times you can look at the middle sections. You can see just how sturdy they are, right? The bottom, I've always thought, is not maybe the most fun because you got all that weight on you. The top, not so much with those kids, but right in that middle section is where you've got very little support and then people still on top of you. I always thought that's where you kind of watch to see how they're doing. And they looked pretty good. You're very welcome, Will and Denisa. Glad you could join in and see the festivals. There you go. Got that round of applause. And what's really cool is there's just so much emotion with all of this, right? Like I said, it's really not a competition. There's 3 different teams, but they're not competing against each other per se, right? What's really happening is it's this idea, like I said before, of unity, kind of community, everybody coming together, look what we can do, building these towers. But then even between the 3 teams, it's kind of like a communal thing as well, which is really cool. Put my own little claps in there for you guys. Asking you to this entire time and haven't been doing it myself. Only got one hand right now. So what do you guys think? Let me know. What do you think of this tradition? What are you seeing so far? Would you want to see this live if you were here in Barcelona? Looks like we got the 3rd team getting ready to go. And things kind of clearing up over here, to be honest with you. Maybe people got tired of being so far away. As you can see, I'm going to show you the street from where I am right now. Just below, you see a lot of people in that plaza, but this was all filled with people before. And now it's really, really starting to clear up. Not as many people over here. Down in the distance, you can see that Rambla. This is the Ferran Street that leads straight to the Plaza de San Jaume. I'll leave you guys with a little bit better view here of our third team doing their towers. I'll try different. A little bit better there. We got our, for lack of a better description, we got our purple team up. So I can't remember which team, which group it is. Here we go. Getting started. Sorry about that. I think I'm off balance here. Gimbal is not cooperating. Sorry guys, the gimbal has decided to not cooperate with me. So I'm just going to hold it for now. So you can see him building up. Oh, well, it's more of like a unity thing. Just everyone together. So they do more of a competition like once every 2 years down in Tarragona. They have all the teams, the best teams that want to go come, and they try to, make these awesome towers. But again, it's kind of this communal aspect to it. Looks like we got 5 around again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 by 8. Going up. There we go. Little kid from the top got down and just big celebration there. Like I said, a lot of motion going into this. Down to the end here. Asking for a round of applause. So there you go. So just kind of looking out into the plaza. Like I said, Gimbal stopped cooperating with me. A little bit of that shakiness over there. But hopefully you guys enjoyed checking out a little bit of the Human Towers. Maybe if you had never seen those or even heard of them, I gave you a little bit of an idea of what goes on here, not only for La Merced, but for any of those bigger festivals in the different parts of the neighborhood. There's always usually a day for the Castellers. It's always a big thing that's going on. Just saw a like go up right there. If you haven't done so already, remember you can always like the video. Hopefully other people will check it out and be able to see a little bit more of some of the traditions that we have over here, Barcelona, all of Catalonia. I want to thank everybody that joined in and was able to make it. I know it was a little bit earlier for those of you back over in the States. And anybody catching it on the replay, hopefully you enjoyed checking out and learning a little bit about those Human Towers, the Castellers, over here in Barcelona. Catch you on the next live stream. Have a good La Merced.